So guys, some of you may remember we spoke about a story a couple of weeks ago regarding a hijab hoax. This was the 10-year-old that claimed that she was attacked. Ended up being a complete fake story, and we ran it about being fake hate crime. Now there's a lot of these fake hate crimes and people are getting fed up with them. And to the point where you actually have a, quote, large crowd gathering in Toronto for hijab hoax protests. Now, as you can tell by some of these signs, they're not happy about the hoax. They're really not. But let's jump into it and we'll have a look. Dozens of Asian candidates took to the streets of Toronto on Sunday with signs and chants calling on Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to apologise for how he handled what's been dubbed the hijab hoax. There's actually a video there, we'll play that after. The group was protesting how all three levels of the government reacted to the story of the 11-year-old, sorry she was 11, in Scarborough having her hijab cut with scissors by a stranger. I'll also put a link at the end of this video to that story so you can check that out if you missed it. Who was reported to be an Asian man. And that's what really set off alarm bells for me. The fact that he was supposedly Asian. Normally when they go on about these sort of hoax, normally it's a white male, quote. And that's what sort of I didn't really understand why an Asian man was cutting hijab. But regardless. Toronto police revealed on a few days after the girl's initial report the incident never actually happened. But not before Toronto, Ontario Premier Kathleen Wayne and Toronto Mayor John Troy decried the alleged attacker. Participants from yesterday's protest say that Trudeau failed to stand up for the Asian candidates in the response to the attack, and the news didn't happen, and that he owes the community an apology, which is probably actually fairly accurate. It didn't happen. There was a lot of blame going around. People were saying stuff like, this just isn't Canada, yada, yada, yada. He probably does I think he's already given an apology, but yeah, you can sort of see how people are a little bit upset about this. The group has also targeted Wynne, Troy, and the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. And it's not just that either. This story went viral. America picked it up. YouTubers all over the world were talking about it. It was a big thing. So there was a lot of people looking into this. "We stand as one," shouted one of the protest leaders into the megaphone on Sunday. "We will not let our country's leaders react only according to their political agenda." Which is why a lot of people actually have a problem with this. They hate the fact that it has been so politicised. And if I was this 11-year-old girl, I'd be hiding under a rock. The group, the parents more than anything. The group, which walked from Queen's Park to Yongdong Square, might be mispronouncing, carried signs that read, "Asian candidates are victims of hijab hoax, all Canadians are equal, truth behind the hijab hoax, and Trudeau apologise." One protester told the Toronto Sun that he condemns Trudeau for not defending Asian candidates when the Muslims Girl report was found out to be false. Next day after this hoax happened, there was a 15-year-old boy shot in Vancouver and the Prime Minister didn't say anything about it. "I don't understand," said the protester Bob Penn. Trudeau's behaviour is hurting everyone, not just Asians. But not apologising, it stirs up racial tension and hate between the communities. And to be honest, I think politicising this thing in the first place is what's actually made this very, very racially divided. Everybody jumped on this story minutes after it came out. Like the news crew and everything was there with a press set up, ready to go within half an hour. It's insane how fast everybody reacted to this. And that's half the problem, is that people are sitting there going, well, hang on, you were this keen for a story that was fake. Now, I don't want to say that their political bias was showing or that they were using it for political motivations. But at the end of the day, it definitely seems that way. And maybe, if they had been a little less keen on suiting a story to their agenda and maybe doing a little fact-checking on the story, probably would have gone a long way to stopping the story from going out in the first place. And that's the sort of takeaway from this. At the moment, a lot of people are upset because of the fact that the Asian Canadians have basically been victimised by this story, that they're being unfairly blamed. Then they had this 15-year-old boy who was shot the next day, and no one said anything about that. But all of a sudden, 11-year-old Muslim gets a hijab cut, and all of a sudden, oh my God, they're going to rush around and get a story out within half an hour. So you can sort of see the double standards here, and you can sort of see why people are a little bit upset. As for the protest, I never even heard it was going to happen or go down. Otherwise, I would have done a story on it to sort of raise awareness. I'm sorry, but I'm sick of these fake hate crimes. There's so many stories we've covered this year and late last year that have just been fake. And it does make me wonder. I do actually have a theory about why we have so many fake hate crimes. I want to do a little research before I say anything though. But guys, stay tuned for a story about that. But guys, yeah, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Did you turn up to the protest? Would you have gone to support the protest? Were you upset with the original crime or the original fake crime? Or do you understand why it happened? Let me know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. If this video has been helpful, please smack a like. If you're new, channel welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, we'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great day and enjoy.